Welcome to Call to Arms Gates of Hell. In this series, we will take a look at different campaigns and mini-series with various settings and times as we partake in different battles with characters and stories helped created by you. I would like for you to let me know what kind of characters you come up with, including their names and even surnames if so desired. If you are not that creative, you can just give me a name and I will make a background story and lore for that character and bring them to life on the battlefield. But you can also, of course, make your own background story for your character, and I will implement that in the series as well. Just be aware that this game can be very brutal, and your character might end up with a very unceremonious and sudden death. But that is of course what makes it exciting and thrilling. So I hope to see a varied cast of characters created by you. For this particular miniseries, it will be a World War II campaign shown from the Soviet perspective, so please create your characters with that in mind. Later on, we will do other settings and modern times as well, so that you will have a bit of an easier time to create characters for me to play with. Once again, if you are not that good at creating stories or background lore, giving me just the name of a character is fine, and I will make a story and history for it. The characters that will play a part in today's episode will be created by me and might serve as some inspiration for you guys as characters to create. For the past few months, the Soviets have been pushing the Germans back towards the west. The Soviets suffered horrible losses, but always sent in more troops along the wide front line. Tanks were often leading the way, but not everywhere on the front it was a fiery hell of metal and blood. A small village near a crossroads could provide with a tiny shortcut and function as a small resupply base for troops and light armor heading further down the line. Since it had no vital importance, the Soviet higher-ups did not want to spend any of their tanks, and so they would only send in infantry. Intel suggested that the Germans had no armor of their own in the vicinity, and the most they would be up against were a couple of mortar teams. The spirits of the Soviets that were sent in were high. Many of them had not seen combat before, and the recent tales of victories for the Soviets on various battles made these men eager for battle too. One such man was Roman Belyaev. He hailed from a family of which his father and forefather had served in the army as well. He was very patriotic and exceeded during military training for his eagerness and show of aggressiveness. However, some of his training staff were afraid that this eagerness might get the better of him on the actual battlefield. Roman had never killed a man before, and he could not wait to do so when the moment arrived. Alright, hey everybody, and welcome to the first episode of my Gates of Hell series. In this series, we will be following a World War II campaign set in the Soviet perspective. And as you can see by the intro, please share with me your created characters, your created background stories, and we will implement them in this series as well. Now, starting next week, I will also be doing some other Call to Arms campaigns, not necessarily set in World War II. Maybe things like a Modern Warfare campaign, aliens invading Earth, a Vietnam War campaign, etc., etc. Just to give some variety in there, and also more variety in the types of characters you can create. Because of course with this, with the Soviet campaign, you're kind of limited to what kind of characters you can make. Alright, so the battle for this is a simple one, mostly also because this is an introductory episode. We need to attack a village that is now occupied by the Germans. Oh, our soldier got his first kill. Second kill. And there shouldn't be too much of resistance awaiting us here. Oh! Just as I say that, their mortars are starting firing. That is actually also our main objective. Find the mortar teams, take them out. Luckily their fire doesn't seem to be too accurate. Famous last words. And across the road here. I see some activity over there. I'm gonna use this house as cover. Oh, there's some Germans inside the house. can say one thing about the Soviet soldier is that he has done his share of killing the enemy. What was that? Oh, it's a mortar. Hold on. I will actually... The last moments of Roman were in a daze of pain and blood. His last thoughts were not of his family, nor of his country, but of the pain he felt just before another mortar hit him and tore him to pieces. With the attack still going on in full assault, a second wave of men were sent in, including Alexei Agavonov. This soldier had already seen some combat before and did not necessarily shrug at the sound and tremble of mortar fire. Armed with his machine gun, he vowed to God himself to send more of his enemies to hell before the day was over. Alright, we actually got a soldier now here who's fighting more on the rear. On the right side, there's the house, the wall my character died in, or my previous character. We have to cross some water. We might be a bit slow in that, making us a good target for those mortars. Now, this mode that you of course see here is I'm playing in the third-person mode, or Gates of Hell. There's also a first-person mod, which is pretty cool. The weapon models in first person don't look as good, but we might in future videos also do that for some of the characters. Oh, don't stand up, comrade. I think I actually got him. I can just get some cover. Here we go. Ugh! Alexei did not manage to kill as many of his enemies as he probably thought. His life was lost during his second battle. With the mortars being a real danger and nuisance for the Soviets, their single hope might be the accompanying snipers. One such sniper was Artyom Balandin. This was another soldier who had combat experience and had witnessed both friends and enemies die from afar through his scope. Where other Soviet spirits were high at the start of this battle, something seemingly did not sit well with Artyom. He had a bad feeling about this particular battle. Alright, here we go. Playing now as a sniper. That area there to the right is an absolute death trap. Both the characters I played as died there. Oh, that's one of ours. He actually has the same idea I was having. Since we had a kind of a hill over there, what's really killing us are those mortars. So one thing we could do is, if a sniper can get into a position to where they can take out at least one of the mortar teams, that'll already be a huge help. Now, unfortunately, those mortars are impacting literally where I want to go now. Now over there, I don't really have a good spot to fire at the enemy. Oh! Oh, I got saved there by someone. Comrade just saved my life. Just to also explain how this works, sometimes you will see a black circle getting smaller in my crosshair. That means you will do maximum damage for the shot. So you sometimes have to wait as a sniper to do the most damage. If you move, that circle goes away. Oh, I got him! Holy shit. Okay. Damage here, though. It's taking pop shots at me. I don't know if I can go up this mill, but I'll probably be killed very soon if I do that. Actually heal myself. I don't believe that there's a button or a shortcut to heal yourself in third person. So I do have to actually go back to the strategic camera for that. Oh. I see you. The issue is I only... Oh, there we go. They're fleeing. Wait for the circle. Boom. Insta-kill. Another insta-kill. Alright, well the good thing is that all the soldiers that I'm playing as have done their... Oh, my sweet leaf. Oh, wait! It's behind that wall. I saw the flash. There, no. Oh, is that? That's a regular one. Oh! Though Artyom sent many an enemy to his death that day, he also had to suffer the same fate by yet another mortar explosion. By now, the Soviets had broken through the first line of defenses of the town, but morale was wavering, and all the Soviet comrades bunched up for support, which was exactly what one should not do when coming under mortar fire. Within this cluster, there was a man known as Nikolai. Just Nikolai. He was a simple lad who claimed to be homeless and desperate before the war broke out. Where others would swear the desperation began when the Germans attacked the Russians, Nikolai saw an opportunity to sign up to receive new clothes, food, and a roof or tent to sleep under. Where others thought that the situation of the Soviet soldiers was horrible, he actually believed it to be a step up compared to the life he lived before that. Okay, looks like we are pushing forward as a group. We're very cramped up together. I think morale is quite low. A lot of the soldiers are afraid, but we are now on the edge of the village, though our units definitely need to spread out because those mortars are having a field day now. We're finally past this point. Yeah, we got the Germans on the run. Oh my goodness. Just gonna see if this house is clear. Yep. Got him. Also here, not a lot of cover. Many people did not know much about Nikolai and his past, and after this battle, they never would. It was not known if Nikolai had any living family somewhere out there. The battle still raged on, and some of the Germans could be seen fleeing, but the mortars were still up harassing the Soviets. A couple of soldiers would play a very important part in the outcome of this battle. One such soldier was Maxim Alexiev. He had never seen battle before, but the adrenaline that was pumping through his body right now had kept him alive thus far. Pretty much all the characters that I played have been killed by those mortars. I won't lie, we're having a lot more trouble with this first mission than I had anticipated. But then again, the Soviets have gone through a lot of hardships to win the war eventually. Kinda wish I had now a SMG rather than this. bolt action. I hear him. Just don't see him. There's the mortar team. Commander Stalin sends you his best regards. Fascist pigs. Shit! Gotta reload. Oh, and there's a German soldier right next to me. Maxim turned out to be the one who silenced the first of the mortars. But in his enthusiasm, he forgot about his direct surroundings or how many bullets he had left, and was eventually shot. The sad thing about it is that no other Soviets were near him when this happened, so it was never known by the others who exactly was the one who played such a pivotal role. The history books would forget about Maxim Alexiev, though many of his comrades thanked whoever it was that had saved them from an early death that day. With one mortar team out of the way, the Soviets advanced quickly. The soldier Anton Baranov was currently fighting on the left flank, where still a mortar team was active. Baranov came from a family of farmers, and all that hard labor made it to where he was built like an ox, making him a suitable candidate for some more heavy firepower. Okay, I think this battle is about to reach its end, even though at least one more mortar team is standing. We're breaking further and further. I actually have a heavy machine gun here. It's gonna be interesting. Oh, there we go. I already saw that with a sniper, but I knew they were behind this wall. Let's see if we can get... Oh, there we go. No one exactly knew who or what killed Anton Baranov. Some said that a fleeing German soldier got him. Others said that an enemy sniper took a shot at him, while others swear they saw his own bullets ricochet and hit him in the gut. All they knew was that it was a slow death, and Anton's screams could be heard all the way on the other side of the hill, since the mortar teams were finally silenced. Another sniper who fought in this battle was Denis Balakin, an older veteran who had seen more battles than most in his army. He knew when to stay back and cover his own troops, but also when to advance to keep the pace and morale. Alright, I don't know what killed the other guy that I just played at, but I was hoping that those responsible for the death of the mortar teams would live to fight another day. They would surely receive a medal. I still hear some Germans, but they're probably all fleeing. Now it's just a matter of sweeping them out of the village, setting up defenses for an incoming counterattack that will undoubtedly happen. Now, with a little bit of luck, we can actually use these mortars against them, because the roles will then be reversed. That's one of ours. Look at that. Silence has finally returned to this village. We took an insane amount of losses. It was much harder than I first thought, but we are victorious. Let's actually gather with our fellow comrades to celebrate. Though a lot of time to celebrate we don't have, unfortunately. Well done, everyone. Well done. Unfortunately, the most heroic people of today The ones who took out the mortar teams did not live to tell another day. By the end of the afternoon, the village was in the hands of the Soviets once more. But it came at a far higher price than first anticipated. The men were battered, bloody, and tired. Yet the Soviet higher-ups would hear none of it, because it would not take long before a German counterattack would commence. The Soviets would use some of the German weaponry against them, and were then ordered to get ready for combat once more.